Before you spend another dime, you need to see this. Stop. Before you spend another dime, you need to see this. Right now, there could be a Roosevelt or Mercury dime hiding in your pocket, your change jar, or an old family collection that collectors would never ignore. Every single day, people spend these coins without taking a second look, and some of them could have remarkable collector value depending on their rarity, condition, or unique characteristics. In today's countdown, we're revealing 7 of the most fascinating Roosevelt and Mercury dimes that have captured collectors' attention across the United States. But don't skip ahead, because the last coin on this list is the legendary key date every serious collector dreams of finding. Stay with me until the end. Your next coin discovery could be closer than you think. Coin number 1. The first coin on today's countdown is a fascinating 1999 Roosevelt dime struck at the Philadelphia Mint with the P Mint mark. At first glance, most people would never think twice about this coin. Millions entered circulation, and countless examples have been spent over the years. Yet experienced collectors know that every coin deserves a closer look because condition, originality, and unusual characteristics can completely change how desirable a coin becomes. The Roosevelt Dime series honors President Franklin D. Roosevelt and has been one of America's most recognized coins since 1946. Modern Roosevelt dimes are composed of a copper core sandwiched between outer layers of copper nickel, giving them their familiar silver-colored appearance. While millions were produced in 1999, collectors always search for coins that have remained in attractive condition or display interesting natural toning and eye appeal. Your coin is described as having a soft gray layer across the surfaces with a noticeable brown dot on the reverse while remaining in fine condition. Natural toning develops over many years as the metal reacts with its environment. Every toned coin develops differently, making each one unique. Some collectors appreciate naturally aged surfaces because they tell the story of the coin's journey through time. When the toning is genuine and the details remain strong, the coin often becomes more appealing than an ordinary circulated example. Another important factor is preservation. Even a modern Roosevelt dime becomes far more collectible when the design remains sharp, the lettering is readable, and major damage is absent. Collectors carefully examine the torch, olive branch, oak branch, Roosevelt's portrait, and the mint mark for any unusual features or striking characteristics. Coins with attractive originality often receive much more attention than cleaned or heavily altered pieces. Now comes the part every collector waits for. Based on the condition and description you provided, the value you supplied is $66,000. However, I can't confirm that this is the current market price. Actual market values depend on professional authentication, grading, whether the toning is natural, and recent auction results. A coin reaches high values only when those factors are verified. If you own a Roosevelt dime that resembles this one, never rush to clean it or polish it. Original surfaces are extremely important to collectors, and improper cleaning can significantly reduce a coin's collectible appeal. Store it safely in a protective holder and consider having it examined by a reputable coin dealer or a professional grading service if you believe it has unusual characteristics. And remember, this is only coin number 1. The remaining coins on today's countdown become even more exciting, with stories and collector interest that continue to surprise even experienced numismatists. Stay with us, because this channel brings you fresh, rare coin discoveries and collector updates every single day. Coin number 2. Now it's time for coin number 2. And this is another Roosevelt dime that many Americans have probably handled without ever realizing its potential as a collectible. The 1994 Roosevelt dime with the Philadelphia P mint mark may look like an ordinary 10-cent coin at first glance, but experienced collectors know that every coin has a story. Sometimes, the smallest details, natural toning, originality, and preservation are what separate an everyday coin from one that attracts serious collector interest. The Roosevelt dime has represented American history since 1946, honoring President Franklin D. Roosevelt for his leadership and his role in supporting the March of Dimes campaign. The 1994 issue was struck in large numbers at the Philadelphia Mint using a copper core with outer copper nickel-clad layers, measuring 17.9 millimeters in diameter and weighing approximately 2.27 grams. While most examples remain common, collectors pay close attention to coins with exceptional eye appeal or unusual characteristics. The coin you described features a smooth gray layer across the surfaces, a distinct brown dot on the reverse, and overall fine condition. Natural toning like this can develop over many years as the coin interacts with its storage environment. Every naturally toned coin develops differently, giving it an individual appearance that some collectors find especially attractive. The sharpness of Roosevelt's portrait, the clarity of the torch and branches on the reverse, and the originality of the surfaces are all important factors when evaluating collector demand. Collectors also understand that originality matters. A coin that has never been harshly cleaned often receives far more attention than one whose natural surfaces have been altered. Before assigning any premium value, knowledgeable buyers will carefully examine the coin for mint errors, strike quality, wear, and whether the toning occurred naturally. These details can make a significant difference in how desirable the coin is within the collecting community. Based on the condition and description you provided, you listed a value of $70,000. I can't confirm that this is the current market value. Published price guides show that ordinary 1994p Roosevelt dimes are generally worth face value to modest premiums, while exceptional certified error coins or top-grade examples may sell for much more. Any claim of a very high value would require professional authentication, grading, and evidence from recent auction sales. If you believe you have a coin like this, avoid cleaning or polishing it, because original surfaces are highly important to collectors. Store it in a protective holder, and if you suspect it has unusual characteristics or a genuine mint error, consider having it evaluated by a respected grading service. That is the best way to determine its true collectible value. And don't go anywhere, because the next coin in today's countdown becomes even more intriguing. Every day, this channel brings you fresh, rare coin discoveries, collecting insights, and fascinating U.S. coin stories, so stay with us as we continue revealing more remarkable coins from today's list. Coin number 3. Now we're moving into the middle of today's countdown, and this is where the mystery becomes even more interesting. At first glance, this 1975 Roosevelt dime with no mint mark looks like the kind of coin that could sit unnoticed in a pocket, an old coffee can, or a forgotten coin album for decades. Yet this date has become one of the most talked about Roosevelt dimes among collectors because it is often confused with one of the greatest modern U.S. coin rarities ever discovered. The 1975 Roosevelt dime was struck during a fascinating period in American coinage. Philadelphia business strike dimes from 1975 normally have no mint mark because the Philadelphia Mint did not begin placing the P mint mark on dimes until 1980. The coin is composed of a copper core bonded to outer layers of copper nickel, weighs approximately 2.27 grams, and features the classic John R. Sinnock design, honoring President Franklin D. Roosevelt. Your example is described as having a smooth gray layer with honest circulation wear. Natural aging can create soft gray surfaces that give older clad coins an attractive appearance. Collectors often appreciate original surfaces because they reflect the coin's true history. Even circulated examples deserve careful examination, especially when the design details remain visible and the surfaces have not been cleaned or damaged. What makes the 1975 date especially fascinating is that it is linked to the legendary 1975 no-S proof Roosevelt dime, one of the rarest modern U.S. coins. That famous coin was mistakenly struck without the required S mint mark on a proof coin from San Francisco, and only 2 authenticated examples are known. One sold at auction for more than $500,000, making it one of the most celebrated modern mint eras in American numismatics. However, that rarity is not the same as a normal 1975 circulation coin without a mint mark. A regular 1975 Philadelphia dime with no mint mark is expected and is very common. Based on the condition and description you provided, you listed this coin's value as $125,000. I can't confirm that this is the current market value. Current pricing guides indicate that ordinary circulated 1975 Philadelphia dimes without a mint mark are generally worth only face value or small collector premiums. Exceptionally valuable examples require a rare authenticated mint error, an extraordinary certified grade, or another verified characteristic supported by professional grading and auction records. If you own a 1975 Roosevelt dime, don't clean it or attempt to improve its appearance. Instead, inspect it carefully under good lighting and compare it with authenticated examples if you suspect an unusual error. Keeping the coin in a protective holder and seeking evaluation from a respected grading service is the safest way to determine whether it has collectible significance. And don't miss the next coin, because our countdown is about to reveal another Roosevelt dime with an even more intriguing story. Every day, this channel brings you fresh, rare U.S. coin discoveries, collector insights, and exciting numismatic updates, so stay with us until the very end. Coin number 4. The countdown keeps getting more exciting, and coin number 4 is another Roosevelt dime that often slips through people's hands unnoticed. This 1968 Roosevelt dime with no mint mark may look like an ordinary old coin with a naturally aged brown layer, but seasoned collectors know that coins from this era deserve a careful inspection. Sometimes, a coin's history, originality, and the smallest production details can make it far more interesting than its face value suggests. The year 1968 marked an important transition for the Roosevelt dime series. It was the first year that mint marks returned after being omitted from U.S. coins between 1965 and 1967 Philadelphia business strike dimes from 1968 were supposed to have no mint mark, making a no mint mark circulation coin normal for that year. These dimes are clad coins with a copper core and copper-nickel outer layers, weighing approximately 2.27 grams. Your coin is described as having a rich brown layer and honest signs of age. Natural toning develops over decades through normal environmental exposure, giving many older coins a distinctive appearance. Collectors often appreciate original surfaces because they reflect the coin's genuine history. A coin that has never been harshly cleaned usually attracts more interest than one whose original finish has been altered. When evaluating a 1968 Roosevelt dime, collectors closely inspect Roosevelt's portrait. the torch on the reverse, the bands across the torch, the rims, and the overall strike quality. They also watch for legitimate mint errors and unusual die varieties. While ordinary circulated examples are common, authenticated error coins and exceptional certified specimens can command significant premiums over normal pieces. One of the reasons the 1968 date is so famous is the legendary 1968 no-S proof Roosevelt dime. Unlike a normal Philadelphia circulation coin, the no-S proof was mistakenly struck without the S mint mark on a proof coin intended for collectors. Only a small number are known, and authenticated examples have sold for tens of thousands of dollars at auction, making them among the most desirable modern Roosevelt dimes. Based on the condition and description you provided, you listed this coin's market value as $180,000. I can't confirm that this is the current market value. Standard 1968 Philadelphia dimes in circulated condition are generally worth face value or modest collector premiums, while unusually valuable prices require a rare authenticated error, an exceptional certified grade, or documented auction results. If you discover a 1968 Roosevelt dime that appears unusual, resist the temptation to clean it. Keep it in a protective holder and have it examined by a professional grading service if you suspect it has a genuine mint error or another uncommon characteristic. Originality is one of the most important qualities serious collectors look for. And don't miss coin number 5, because the next Roosevelt dime on today's countdown has another fascinating story that every collector should know. This channel brings you fresh, rare U.S. coin discoveries and collector updates every single day, so stay tuned until the very end. Coin number 5. We're now entering the final stretch of today's countdown, and coin number 5 is one that has captured the attention of many Roosevelt dime collectors. The 1982 Roosevelt dime with the P mint mark may seem like an ordinary coin at first glance, but 1982 is one of the most closely watched years in the Roosevelt dime series because of the famous 1982 no P error. That history alone makes many collectors examine every 1982 dime they find before spending it. The Roosevelt dime continues the legacy of honoring President Franklin D. Roosevelt, and by 1982 every Philadelphia business strike dime was intended to carry the P mint mark. These clad dimes are made with a pure copper core and outer layers of copper and nickel, weigh approximately 2.27 grams, and feature the familiar torch, olive branch, and oak branch on the reverse. The torch bands, strike quality, and mint mark are all important details collectors inspect carefully. Your coin is described as having green and black dots with an almost fine condition. Over many years, environmental exposure can produce natural toning or spotting on clad coins. Some collectors appreciate original, naturally aged surfaces because they tell the story of the coin's journey through circulation. At the same time, experts distinguish between natural toning and environmental damage, making professional examination important whenever a coin appears unusual. The year 1982 became especially famous because of the rare 1982 no P Roosevelt dime, an error in which the Philadelphia mint mark was accidentally omitted. That error is highly collectible, but a normal 1982 P dime with its mint mark is the standard circulation issue. Collectors therefore check every 1982 dime carefully to confirm whether it is a regular coin or the scarce, missing mint mark variety. Based on the condition and description you provided, you listed this coin's value as $92,000. I can't confirm that this is the current market value. Current price guides indicate that a normal circulated 1982 with P. Roosevelt dime is usually worth only a modest premium over face value, while significantly higher values are generally associated with authenticated mint errors, exceptional certified grades, or other verified rare characteristics. If you believe your 1982 Roosevelt dime has unusual characteristics, never clean or polish it. Keep it in a protective holder, compare it with authenticated examples, and consider professional grading if you suspect it may be an important variety or mint error. Original surfaces are one of the first things serious collectors look for. And don't miss the next coin, because our countdown is about to reveal an even more fascinating Roosevelt dime that continues the journey through some of the most talked about modern US coins. As always, this channel brings you fresh, rare coin discoveries, collector stories, and US coin updates every single day, so stay with us until the final reveal. Coin number 6. Now we're down to the final 2 coins, and this is where the excitement reaches another level. Coin number 6 is no longer a modern Roosevelt dime. It is a classic 1941 Mercury dime with no mint mark, a coin that has fascinated American collectors for generations. Unlike many modern dimes, the Mercury dime carries a timeless design and a silver composition that immediately makes it stand out. Even today, many collectors dream of discovering one hidden in an old family collection or tucked away in a forgotten coin jar. The Mercury dime, officially known as the Winged Liberty head dime, was designed by renowned sculptor Adolph A. Weinman and was produced from 1916 through 1945. The 1941 Philadelphia issue, identified by the absence of a mint mark, is struck in 90% silver and 10% copper, weighs 2.5 grams, and features Lady Liberty wearing a winged cap, symbolizing freedom of thought. The reverse displays the famous fasces and olive branch, representing America's strength and desire for peace. This elegant design has made the Mercury dime one of the most admired coins in US numismatic history. Your coin is described as having a black layer on the reverse while maintaining an attractive circulated appearance. Silver coins naturally tone over time, and exposure to different environments can create dark gray, charcoal, or nearly black coloration. Many collectors appreciate original silver toning because it reflects decades of natural aging, provided the surfaces have not been artificially altered. A Mercury dime with pleasing originality and strong design details often attracts far more collector attention than one that has been harshly cleaned. Collectors carefully inspect the 1941 Mercury dime for sharp wing details, strong lettering, clear facets bands, and any unusual die varieties or striking characteristics. While the Philadelphia issue is more available than some earlier Mercury dimes, beautifully preserved examples and authenticated varieties remain highly sought after. Coins with natural originality, attractive eye appeal, and professional certification generally receive the strongest interest in the collector market. Based on the condition and description you provided, you listed this coin's value as $265,500. I can't confirm that this is the current market value. Standard 1941 Philadelphia Mercury dimes in circulated condition generally trade for much lower amounts, while exceptionally valuable prices are associated with rare varieties, outstanding certified grades, or documented auction results. Any claim of a six-figure value requires professional authentication and grading before it can be considered accurate. If you own a 1941 Mercury dime that resembles this description, never polish or clean it. Original silver surfaces are one of the qualities collectors value most. Store the coin in a protective holder and consider submitting it to a respected grading service if you believe it has unusual characteristics or exceptional preservation. We've almost reached the #1 coin on today's list, and the final reveal is the most exciting of all. Stay with us until the end, because this channel brings you fresh, rare US coin discoveries, collector insights, and exciting coin stories every single day. And the last coin may be the one you've been waiting for. Coin number 7. We've reached the #1 coin on today's countdown, and this is the legendary coin that has inspired generations of collectors across the United States. The 1916 Mercury dime, with the D mint mark from Denver, is one of the most famous key date coins in American numismatics. Unlike many of the other coins we've discussed today, this issue is genuinely recognized as a major rarity because of its extremely low original mintage and lasting demand among collectors. Introduced in 1916, the Mercury dime, officially called the Winged Liberty Head dime, was designed by the celebrated sculptor Adolf A. Weinmann. The coin is struck in 90% silver and 10% copper, weighs 2.5 grams, and features Liberty wearing a winged cap on the obverse to symbolize freedom of thought. The reverse shows the facets and olive branch representing national strength balanced with peace. Its artistic design is widely regarded as one of the finest ever used on a US circulating coin. What truly makes the 1916 with D special is its remarkably small mintage of 264,000 coins, the lowest regular issue Mercury dime ever produced. Because so few were struck and many entered circulation immediately, surviving examples in collectible condition are scarce today. For decades, the 1916 with D has been considered the key date that many Mercury dime collectors dream of owning. Authentic pieces are heavily studied, widely respected, and consistently sought after at major coin auctions. The tiny D mint mark on the reverse, near the bottom left of the facets, is one of the first details experts examine when authenticating the coin. Your example is described as having gray and black dots with an old circulated appearance. On silver coins, natural dark toning can develop after decades of storage, and many collectors appreciate original surfaces that have aged naturally. However, experts also carefully distinguish natural toning from environmental damage or artificial alteration. The sharpness of Liberty's portrait, the wing details, the facets, and the originality of the surfaces all play major roles in determining collector demand. Based on the condition and description you provided, you listed this coin's value as $399,000. I can't confirm that this is the current market value. A genuine 1916 with D Mercury dime is indeed one of the most valuable regular issue Mercury dimes, but its actual value depends on professional authentication, grade, originality, and recent auction results. Certified examples can range from thousands of dollars to substantially higher amounts for exceptional specimens, while any claim approaching several $100,000 requires outstanding condition and documented market evidence. If you ever come across a 1916 Mercury dime with a D mint mark, never clean it or attempt to improve its appearance. Place it in a protective holder and have it authenticated by a reputable grading service before making any decisions. Because this date is so valuable, it is also one of the most frequently counterfeited Mercury dimes, making professional verification essential. That concludes today's countdown of top 7 ultra-rare and most valuable Roosevelt dimes and Mercury dimes. If you enjoyed discovering these fascinating coins, Don't forget to check your own pocket change, old collections, and inherited coin albums. You never know what collectible treasure you might uncover. And if you want more fresh, rare US coin discoveries, collector stories, and exciting coin market updates, be sure to follow the channel because we bring you new coin content every single day.